Sharael Maldine. Dagger flaunted his knife, showing Cullen tricks and boasting of battles. He spoke of Saddam, his birthplace, calling it barren, hostile, and worse than Sansa itself. He named the Forsaken One as a demon of Erebus, the sixth Inferno, whose reach twists every realm nearby. But later, when Sandra was gone and the fire burned low, I confessed what I had hidden. I am untrained, overwhelmed, acting on desperation more than wisdom. I told Cullen the truth. The contingentium was my doing, and I lied about understanding it. The spell has fouled everything. Thinnings, towns, even the seasons themselves. Cullen's anger burned. His voice shook with fury, his fists clenched with restraint. I could only admit more, that I deceived him, that I ruined more than I can yet grasp. And in his eyes, I saw it, the thought of striking me down.
Welcome back. I'm Mike Carmel, host and author of the Dark Razor Chronicles Streamcast. This is Season 3, Episode 6, Oaths and Ashes.
Cullen Avon.
It's all true. I deceived you. I know this must hurt more than I can understand, but it shouldn't matter.
Those words almost push me over the edge. Untrained, unprepared. The contingency fouled things up and she admits it all. I feel it, the pull toward violence. The anger is raw, begging me to do something. But I don't move. I stay seated, fists balled on my knees, the fire crackling beside us, waiting. I try to process her words. I know she means something more than what I heard. She always does. It should not matter. She means my duty, my oath.
You've sworn an oath to me, to the White Circle, to the Razor. It should not matter that I've lied to you, that I've made mistakes. Upholding your oath is all that matters. My struggles with my conscience, they're irrelevant.
What?
Commanders send troops to their deaths and expect it done. Loyal troops don't ask why. They trust their commanders, follow orders, and believe that every command serves a greater plan.
I let her words hang in the air before responding. The difference, Sharael, is that loyal troops aren't usually told they're marching to their deaths. They don't have their commanders admit failure. They don't see them curled up in corners, weeping like little girls. Her face crumples with every word, but I don't stop. If I'm going to die for a cause, it has to be one I believe in, as firm as stone. Lies and deceit, they chip away at that stone. I watch her shrink under the weight of my words, and for a moment I feel satisfied, an outlet for the violence that wells inside. I try to steady my voice, though anger still simmers beneath it. So what are we doing? Is there even a plan? Or is all of this, I gesture around us, for nothing? She's ready for the question.
Now, more than ever, we need to complete my assignment. Return the Razor to the White Circle. That's still our purpose. We have proof. The amulet.
I shake my head, frustration rising again. I can't tell if I don't believe her, or if I just don't want to.
Cullen, I'm still your master. If you have any honor left, you'll fulfill your oath.
A red pulse floods my vision. The worst thing she could have said. Of course I have honor. How dare she call it into question, especially when she's the one who's been lying. I shake my head, slow and deliberate.
Cullen, please.
Me? You're pleading with me when you're the one drowning in lies and secrets?
Yes! There's nothing stopping you anymore. You're free to perform your duty. The hardest choice has been made for you. Try to understand why I did this.
I understand. It was the only way you'd get an Aven to follow you. Because any oath taken would have turned their backs on your ridiculous stories.
Yes! It's all true. I've said as much. Cullen, I took an oath too. You said it yourself. No Aven would have believed me. What was I supposed to do? I've dedicated my life to this cause, just like you.
Then you should have done it differently.
I know. But I saw it in you. Back in the laboratory. I knew then. I knew you were the one.
A sound outside cuts through our shouting. A low grunt or growl. I freeze, hand instinctively reaching for the razor.
You shouldn't yell here!
Dagger says. I'd forgotten the little creature was even there. He still lies curled up, his thin tail wrapped around himself, eyes half-lidded but awake.
It seems to me that none of this matters now. You two need to work together if you're gonna get out of here. Trust each other. Or don't, but keep yelling like that and you'll be waking up in a nest of gobbers. And trust me, they don't like being woken up.
Are there really gobbers out there? Childhood stories flood back. Tales of frog-like men, long extinct before I was even born.
Oh yes, at least there used to be. Can't say for sure now, but if they're still around, they're tons of fun.
I don't know. I can imagine quite a lot of fun. Dagger chuckles, ears twitching.
I like the way you think. Not you, Sharael. You're strange.
I glance back at Sharael. She doesn't react to Dagar's insult. She's still focused on me, eyes filled with concern. Fear, maybe. As if waiting for me to explode again. But I'm done yelling. I'm not going to roll over and just follow her again. Not like an obedient soldier taking orders. She'll have to earn that. She'll be judged for everything she's done. I turn away from her, listening to the sounds around us, the crackle of the fire, the creaking of the cabin. A soft gust of wind brushing through the trees outside. Nothing else. I lie back on my bedroll, staring at the ceiling.
Cullen.
Not now. Dagar hops onto my chest, landing squarely on my stomach. I grunt at the sudden weight. Do you know what time it is? Dagger tilts his head.
Maybe 3 bells?
I frown. I've never heard time called bells before.
No. What do you call it? Nip-knocks?
I roll my eyes. The Cadian clock uses 24 hours. It'd be 0300. Dagger blinks.
Cadian clock? What kind of whack-a-nut clock is that?
Cadians aren't the clock. They're the people who introduced it. I guess you haven't heard of them here in Sansa. Dagar shakes his fluffy head. The Cadians are the founding people of my current society. They came from the eastern mainland, more advanced than the people here at the time. Better weapons, tools, laws, everything. Over time, they unified Van Isle and the rest of Cadia under their rule. Now we're all Cadian, but when speaking historically...
I always speak hysterically, but nobody lets me run things.
I let out a tired chuckle. Maybe they would if you didn't talk hysterically.
Huh. Never thought of that. Never heard of your Cadians either, but they sound boring.
I glance over at Sharael. She's sitting up now, leaning back on her hands, firelight flickering across her face.
I've never heard of them either. Where do they come from? Where's their city?
Never heard of them either? Well, I guess that makes sense. They came to Van Isle about 200 years ago. So, around now. I hesitate. East. The far east of Cadia is all I recall. She looks at me with furrowed brow.
You're not just having us on, are you? You don't know where they come from. yet they run the world.
The way she says it digs under my skin, sharp, condescending. After all the dishonesty between us, the insinuation hits hard. No, I don't do that, Cheryl. I tell the truth. I sit up. Dagger rolls into my lap as I lean forward, jabbing my finger toward her to drive it home. I give trust when trust is earned, just as I take it away when it's warranted. She looks cross, her lips pressed tight. Maybe I went too far. Without another word, she lies back down, facing the fire. I stay there a moment longer, finger still raised midair like an idiot. Then I sigh and sit back, pulling my hand down.
Krista Smithy, the real star. Lork, that is Dar. Don't move his hands off the table. The star sits there. Jilly, Ma, gots me right with a hard look.
You passed.
Past what?
Dan sits straight, hands flat on the table so he don't fidget.
A test. The test.
The summons was part of the test. The man who brought it is Haver Kern. He isn't court, just runs the mail cart. He owes us, so we told him to bring paper, a pen, and keep his mouth shut. He did.
So nothing was real.
It was real enough. The test, not the trouble from town. None of that has been real.
You mean the watchers, the pebbles?
It started real enough. There are watchers, but only the first to visit. That gave us the idea to test the two of you harder.
I don't know where to look. The star on the table keeps pulling at my eyes like it did before. My throat's tight again. To be honest, I'm thinking I'm getting a bit mad. What were you testing? I ain't sure I want the answer, though I already know part of it.
Lines. Hold, don't chase. Porch stays porch. House stays house. You keep folks off it unless we say. You keep your own hands off what isn't yours. You kept gin off the cabinet. You kept your own fingers from stealing more than a look.
Barely.
Barely counts.
Jilly gots a smile trying to escape.
You put it back. You could have lied. You didn't.
You knew, though. You knew I might takes it.
Yes, but it was a test that needed to be taken.
Dan glances at me and then away. He ain't judgy. He's thinking on it, same as me. Besides, I don't really think Dan were the one to be tested. Dar taps the chain with a knuckle.
You want more? You want real training? You've been doing the work.
You think I can take on more? They looks at each other like it were a dumb question. Jilly sits forward.
That's what this is all about.
If you're to take on more, you need to see what sits behind the talk.
Behind the talk.
Behind the talk. So I ask you now, do you want more?
I nod. I would have said yes no matter what the question.
Up then. Follow me.
We stand. Jilly scrapes the star into her palm, puts it in the cabinet, closes the door and waits for us to take a breath and follow Dar. We goes out the back, into the back field. At first I'm thinking it's to be training, but he keeps going, across the field and into the trees, following the path Jin and I so recently walked. Dar leads. Jilly steps where he steps. Dan after her. I follows. The ground dips. The air comes cool. I hear the creak. We stops in the same small clearing near the creek. In the middle is a flat sheet of black graph iron that covers a hole. Stones hold the corners down.
What's that?
Though he knows,
Help me take the rocks off.
Dar says, and he moves one, then another. I grab one and caution Dan to stay off the sheet. Jilly moves the fourth, and Dar lifts the sheet light as a leaf away and off, letting it sail several paces before it comes to rest. Cool air comes up into my face. Smells like wet rock.
Mind your feet.
Before I know what she's saying, she lights a stub candle and goes first. Dar after, then Dan, then me. The steps are narrow, the wall's right there. I puts one hand on stone and go down slow. At the bottom, a short walkway to a door that opens to a room. 10 paces each way, near enough. Floor is packed and laid with flat stone. Walls are smoothed. Someone took the time in the making. The left wall got nothing on it. The right wall got tables with boxes and cloth-wrapped bundles. The back wall got more tables and stacks of paper tied up, and 3 small chests with iron on the corners. The far wall, straight ahead, got a desk and a chair. The far right corner has a tall cabinet set on the angle so you can open it easy. In the middle sits a big table 2 by 3 paces. Dar closes the door behind us, casting us in faint candlelight. Jilly uses the candle to light a lantern, giving us a better look. Dar moves to a small tabletop set of drawers and pulls it open, pulling out something on a chain. He places it on the central table, and I can tell in a moment it isn't the star we'd seen before. This is real silver, realer than the other that I now know was only silver in colour. This one gleams, 12 points, sharp edges. The chain is thick but fine, every link worked with little designs. The centre gem is red and big, near half a walnut. Dar gestures to pick it up. I does. It's beautiful, heavy, and under the red surface there's a black bead, small. It moves when I lifts it. It drifts under the red, then settles. When I turn the star slowly, the bead moves and then holds again. It keeps west. I can see it. No one has to say it.
This is the amulet of the oath sworn, the real one, the one our family keeps. We didn't show it to you till now. You weren't ready, not for the keepin' of it.
The other one, I start. Dar nods once.
Fake. We set it out so you'd learn to keep your eyes and your hands. So you'd learn it isn't a toy. So you'd hear your own breath getting fast and learn to slow it down.
My face is hot. I can feel sweat under my hair. I don't know if I'm more mad or more relieved that the one I near put in my pouch weren't this one.
You been testing us since the start.
Dan says. Not unhappy, just saying it.
Yes, since day one. We test with bread, tools and chores, with lines, steel and quiet. You held enough of them, broke some, fixed some, and did it all with no complaint.
Dar nods to the bare wall. Pause.
This chamber will be more one day. We'll build a mausoleum atop when the money and time meet.
I hand the star to Dan for a look.
The stories are true. The razor, white circle, all of it. Maybe not in the words peddlers use in town, but true enough you need to act like it's true, 'cause it is. We're keepers. That's our job. We keep house. We keep rules. We keep the star.
What do you want from us? My voice comes out harsher than I meant. I clear my throat.
A choice. If you want to step into this with us, you can. We'll up your trainin'. We'll set more work in your hands. If you don't want it, you say so and no one binds you. You'll still live with us. You'll still eat. You'll still train with steel. But you won't be asked to mind this.
And Dan?
Same offer. You aren't here by accident. We took you in. We watched both of you. You both got it in you. Maybe different shapes, but you've got it.
Dan's jaw works a little. He nods once and then looks at me. I can feel words slamming around in my head. I think on this morning. I think on my hand on the fake. I think on Jin's grip on my hip and me letting it, 'cause it kept him from the cabinet. I think on the way my breaths came fast, and I liked the feel of the star in my palm. I think on how I pushed it back and lied to myself that it weren't stealing if it never left the house. I near stole it.
You put it back. That counts.
Only 'cause I heard Jin. If he hadn't come in, I don't know what I'd have done. Maybe I would have put it in my pouch. Dar nods slow but don't say nothing. I stares at the amulet. The bead keeps west. I want to think on it. Not 'cause I don't want it, 'cause I don't want to say yes and then act stupid. I want to know my yes means something, and not just that I like the look of a pretty thing.
I'll think too. If Krista's thinking, I'm thinking. We come in together. We go slow together.
Dar looks to Jilly. Jilly looks to Dar. Neither of them looks mad or let down. They look set, like they knew we'd say it.
Good. We don't need a fast answer. We need a true one.
We go up the steps in the same order we came down. Jilly first with the candle, Dar after her, then Dan, then me. The light makes the steps look smaller on the way out. The sky upstairs is brighter than I thought it would be. We drag the lid back. Stones on the corners again. Dar sets them so they don't wobble.
Say nothing. To anyone. Not Jin or Mori. Same reasons as before. This offer is not for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We takes the path back. Dar hums under his breath. Jilly don't talk. Dan's eyes are on the ground most times. Mine are on the trees some. The world feels heavy and fine and tight all at once. Halfway home, I see something between two alders. A sleeve. A shoulder. A face I know even when it's hid. Jin. I don't says nothing. My mouth is a line. My heart does a kick. I keeps walking. Am I betraying Mar and Dar already?
Cullen, Avon. Dagger has a toothy grin spreading across his face.
So the Cadians run everything, eh?
Then he leans in, his voice a mock whisper.
You're gonna have to learn to play nice.
I ignore the comment. Yes, we run things as they taught, I say instead, answering his earlier question. They influenced every part of the society I come from. They introduced better law and order, fair markets, textiles, farming, and pneumatic automation.
Textiles? Like those fancy duds you're wearing?
Dagger asks, pawing at the edge of my sleeve. I smile despite myself. Yes, these fancy duds are a good example.
What about this pneumonic inflammation? Sounds terrible!
Pneumatic automation, I correct.
Ah, well that sounds worse.
I chuckle. It's not. We use compressed air, collected by the power of the sun, flowing water and wind, to drive machines. Stitchery engines, farming combines, sawmills, all powered by the garden. Dagger blinks.
Air? Like the stuff coming out of my mouth?
Yes, exactly like that. When you breathe out, that air has force. Not much. Maybe enough to make a leaf twitch. But if you purse your lips, you can push that leaf across a table. Now imagine capturing all that air in a sealed container, forcing more and more inside, until there's so much pressure it tries to escape. We use that pressure to spin gears, turn belts, drive saws, mill stones, anything we need. Dagger squints at me, his little face scrunched in thought.
Sounds like a load of hot air to me.
He finally says with a grin. Before I can respond, Cheryl's voice cuts through the room.
Oh, would you two get some sleep?
Her frustration makes Dagger snort. Yes, ma'am, I shoot back, only half serious. Dagger pokes me in the chest with a sharp claw. Oh, hells. He's right. I exhale and force myself to soften. Sorry, Sharael. Good night. She doesn't reply, but somehow I feel sincere, even if she doesn't deserve it. I almost let myself slip back into the spiral, She lied. She deceived. She's ruined everything. But I stop it. Tager's right. I need to play nice. And damn it, Cheryl's right too. My oath should be my first concern. But isn't that what I'm doing? Isn't questioning her part of upholding it? Tager stretches out, his little claws digging into my chest as he turns about, settling atop me like a living blanket. He curls up tight, his tail flicking lazily before coming to rest. I let out a heavy breath, the weight of everything pressing down on me. The fire crackles softly, the warm amber glow flickering against my closed lids. Sharael still hasn't replied, but I can feel her awake, her presence a tension in the room. I close my eyes anyway, letting the warmth of the fire and Dagar's soft breathing lull me toward sleep.
Sharael Maldine. The smell of cooked meat fills the air. I'm still lying on my side. I haven't slept at all. Cullen has, though. I heard him turning fitfully, his light snoring grating on my nerves while I stewed over last night's confessions. I sit up, just in time to see him rising from his stomach, a confused look on his face.
What the?
Cullen pulls a flattened, matted wad of fur from beneath him, his face twisted in bewilderment. He holds Dagar by the scruff, but the little creature seems no worse for wear. Dagar shrugs with a playful grin before Cullen drops him to the floor. Dagar sits on his haunches and begins grooming himself as if nothing happened. Last night's words haven't left me. Drit, what have I done? I told him everything. I never meant to. I had no need to, but I felt so emotional. Gods damn it all. Drit, drit, drit! Why did I tell him? I watch Cullen sitting on his bedroll, still waking up. He hasn't even looked at me yet. Why? I want him to look at me, and not with anger. I like him.
Is it safe to use the privy?
Cullen asks Dagger, raising an eyebrow.
Well, I don't know what you like to do in the privy, but if I'm not hiding in it, a good rule of thumb is yes.
I mean, this time of day.
First thing in the morning, likely.
Then I'll be back.
He rolls onto one hand, jumping to his feet in one fluid motion. How can he do that? It's morning, isn't it? I feel sluggish, like I have a wet towel draped over me. I wait until Cullen closes the door before I whisper, Dagger. The little creature's in the middle of a long lick up his foreleg.
Uh-huh.
Last night. I hesitate, wondering if he even understands what I'm asking.
It's this place.
He says, as if reading my mind. This place? I open my mouth to question him, but he continues.
You know, you said things you hadn't intended, right? I love it when strangers first feel the itch. They get all emotional, say things they don't mean, secrets, that sort of thing. It's Sansa, an inferno, remember? Has to be hell somehow, right? It's like the itch in Saddam, only it's less itchy and more blurty, weepy, and gurry.
He grins at me, his sharp teeth peeking out.
It's just people from the garden who get this way. People from Saddam, they feel like they're walking on a cloud.
I stop listening. It's this place? That would explain a lot. The way I handled Sandra, how easily I spilled secrets to Cullen. The door opens and Cullen steps back in. I notice immediately he's not wearing the razor. What? How can he be so careless? Even if the razor is safe, why wouldn't he have a sword on him?
It's all clear if you need to use the privy.
And I do. Excuse me, I say, standing up. I pick up my sword with exaggerated effort, making a show of buckling it around my waist. That'll show him. See? This is how it's done. I give him a disapproving glare, but he isn't even looking at me. This place, I remind myself. As soon as I start feeling uppity, I blame this place. I try to let the annoyance slip away as I open the door and step outside. The morning air is crisp, my breath materializing and trailing behind me. The sky is a little brighter, free of clouds, but still dark compared to the garden. The faint moon hovers high, another larger one far to the west, while the sun rises in the east. I feel its warmth on my skin, but it looks to be a dismal day, dim and dreary. I walk the 24 paces to the privy, feeling sunshine I can't even see. The privy door is open, 2 planks stretched across a shallow pit. I stare at the stained wood and let out a long sigh. I'd almost rather the woods. Almost. I step inside and pull the door closed behind me. The sword on my hip clunks against the door, then the wall, pulling at my belt.
When lies meet oaths, only ashes remain. Trust will have to be rebuilt or broken beyond repair. I'm Mike Carmel, your host and author. If you're enjoying the journey, leaving a review on Apple or Spotify helps keep the stream alive. Patrons get early access and exclusive extras. Join the stream on Patreon. And for the novels and more, visit mikecarmel.ca. That's MikeCarmel.ca.